For 3 years, we argued about whether the machine could think. In 2026, that argument is over. The new question is harder. Are our organizations governable enough to actually deploy this? This is a field view across artificial intelligence, data, cloud, and security, and why they are really just one story. The defining statistic of the year is not a benchmark score. It is a gap. Around 79% of enterprises say they have adopted AI agents, but only about 11% run them in production, and just 21% have mature governance. Adoption is outrunning operational control by roughly 7-1. The bottleneck is no longer intelligence. It is trust, plumbing, and accountability. At the frontier, the pace is not slowed, but its character has changed. In a single month, Google unveiled Gemini 3.5, OpenAI refreshed its default model, and XI shipped a new Grok. Yet the real headline is price. API costs have fallen 30 to 60% in a year. Small, routed models now deliver most of the quality at a tiny fraction of the cost and can handle the majority of enterprise queries. Intelligence is becoming a cheap, ambient input. If the last 2 years were about chat, this year is about action. Roughly 40% of enterprise applications will embed agents in 2026. Agents are becoming the layer where software actually does the work, planning, calling tools, and touching live systems. The winners will not be the teams with the most agents. They will be the teams whose agents can be trusted, audited, and switched off. Here's how the pieces connect. Value flows up the stack, from data and cloud, through models, and to agentic orchestration. But trust has to be enforced across every single layer. Governance and security are not a final step you bolt on. They are a control plane that runs the full height of the stack. Beneath the models, the foundation is being reported. The Open Lakehouse is now standard. Apache Iceberg, Delta, and Hudi let you store data once and query it anywhere, with governance built into the pipeline. Why does this belong in an AI story? Because production AI is a data freshness and data trust problem wearing a model's clothes. Your agents are only as reliable as the tables they read. All of this rests on the largest capital built in the history of technology. The major cloud providers are guided to spend well above $600 billion this year, about a 36% jump, with roughly 3/4 aimed at AI infrastructure. And a new force has arrived: sovereignty, as data residency becomes a first-class architectural constraint. The physical build is arriving too. U.S. data center electricity demand is set to nearly double by 2028, from around 80 to 150 gigawatts. A legacy site drew 10 to 20 megawatts. An AI-ready site now wants 100 to 300, and the largest campuses approach a full gigawatt. Power, not chips, is becoming the real rate limiter. For years, AI governance meant a policy document nobody read. Now it has teeth. The EU AI Act's data governance obligations, bias detection, multi-month logging, and human override take effect this August. Notice that these are not legal artifacts. They are data engineering features. If you build a governed data platform, compliance is a configuration. If you did not, it is about to become a board-level liability. Every thread converges on security. When you give software the power to plan and act with real credentials, you create the fastest growing attack surface in the enterprise. Nearly half of security professionals now rank agentic AI as their top emerging threat, and yet the same technology is the best defense we have. AI-assisted teams contain breaches about 98 days faster. The deciding variable is governance. Step back, and the 7 stories collapse into one. Intelligence is commoditizing, and as it does, value and risk migrate downward and outward, and to your data substrate, your orchestration, your cloud and power, and your security. So, treat data as the strategy. Route, do not splurge. Earn the right to run agents in production. Make governance executable, and audit the return on investment honestly. Capability is racing. Governance is walking. The job for the rest of 2026 is to teach governance to run, without asking capability to slow down. I am Matt Suhail Mattis. Thanks for watching. I would love to hear how you see it.